Welcome to the Sauce and Gravy channel. Johnny Mac here, the gravy guy. It's Saturday and it's the holiday season, so I want to share with you one of my favorite all-time gravies. A homemade turkey giblet gravy. It's a hearty, full-flavored brown gravy that'll make your holiday dinner unforgettable. So let me quickly walk you through how to make it. To begin with, you'll work with the giblets and creating a flavorful stock. Round up the neck and the giblets first and place them into a large sauce pot. The neck's typically in the body cavity, and the giblets, which are the heart, the liver, and the gizzard, those are usually in the area where the neck used to be. And how many of you out there have had this happen to you on a Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner? A friend or family member cooks the turkey and they start cutting it up, and then lo and behold, they see something on the inside and they say, "Oh my goodness, I cooked the turkey and it had a baby." You kind of just have to laugh and say, "No, that's not a baby turkey, those are the giblets." They're typically in a sack like this, and this is the gizzard. You might want to give it a once over to see if it has hard pieces that need to be cut off. And these are the heart and the liver. The heart is the small one, and the liver is the big one. Put the gizzard and the heart in the stock pot with the neck. The liver, put it into a container and put it in the refrigerator. We'll bring it out a little bit later once the stock is just about done. Drop in 3 sprigs of parsley and 2 cloves of garlic that have been smashed to help release their flavors into the stock. To this you'll add 5 fresh sage leaves and 4 sprigs of fresh thyme. Next up to bat, the top part of the celery, 2 stalks with the leaves, as well as 1 bay leaf. Round up 1 carrot that's been washed and chopped. If you'd like to peel it, you can. And finally, half of an onion that's been chopped into large pieces. Now it's time to add the poaching liquid. I'm using turkey stock, 4 cups or 1 liter. And you can substitute with water or any other type of stock or broth. Veggie or chicken stock works well. Or if you like to use a homemade stock, knock yourself out. It's homemade, you can make it how you like it. Put it on the stove, crank that burner up to medium heat, and bring it to a light, gentle simmer. Then turn the heat to low to poach the giblets and reduce the stock for 1.5 to 2 hours, while that turkey roasts in the oven. The next step in the gravy making process is to work on your roux. Snag a saucepan and drop in 2 tablespoons or 28 grams of unsalted butter. Melt the butter down over medium heat. When the butter's fully melted, round up all-purpose flour, 2 tablespoons or 16 grams. Whisk the flour into the butter over medium heat, and if it gets too hot the temperature of the pan, turn it down. You definitely don't want to burn the roux. Frequently whisk and cook the roux for 2 to 5 minutes until it is a light blonde color. Whenever your roux looks like this, take it off heat, put it to the side. You want the roux to be cool whenever it's time to make that giblet gravy. Back to the giblets. It's been an hour and a half. The stock gets reduced down. The giblets, they're poaching. There's 30 minutes left on the poaching time, so bring back the liver and add it to the poaching liquid. So you may be wondering why we're adding it in now. We didn't just put it in to begin with. The reason is because it cooks quicker and you don't want to petrify it. After the last 30 minutes, your giblets, they're poached, and the poaching stock, it's reduced and packed full of flavor. Remove the giblets, put them on the cutting board, and strain the stock. Once the stock's been strained, put it to the side. We'll use it for making the giblet gravy. You should have roughly about 1 cup or 250 milliliters. For the giblets, you'll want to pick out all of the neck meat and chop the heart, liver, and gizzard. And for additional texture and taste, you can hard boil 2 eggs, chop them up, and you can add them to the gravy as well. Remember those meals that made you feel at home? Well, they're back with the Sauce and Gravy channel's second cookbook, Comfort Foods Made Simply. Filled with scratch-made classics you'll be proud to serve. Creamy sauces, slow simmered flavor. No cans, no shortcuts, just real cooking. Step-by-step recipes, real ingredients, and QR codes to transport you to free video tutorials to help guide you. Cook with confidence, share with love. These are the meals they'll never forget. See the link in the video's comment and description section to order now. Real comfort starts now. Perfect timing, the turkey's done, the giblets are done, the roux is done. Now it's time to remove that turkey, cover it, put it into a warm place, let it rest, and while it rests, you can harvest the drippings to help make this homemade turkey gravy. If you have a few veggies in your roasting tray, you can either keep them in and deglaze the tray with them in, or you can remove them. I'm just removing them because I'm going to use them for something else. The important thing are all those brown drippings on the bottom of the pan. Add 3/4 of a cup or 188 milliliters of water to the baking pan. Use a flat bottom spatula to scrape the bottom of the pan to release all of those bits and pieces up into the liquid. If you're having any problems with some of the drippings not coming up off the bottom of the pan, turn the stove burner onto low. That'll help heat the liquid, which should aid in helping getting it off the bottom of the pan. Once the pan dripping liquid is right where you want it to be, pour it into a fat separator or measuring cup. So check it out. You've got about 1 cup of deep, dark, delicious pan dripping liquid. That light line on the top, that's the fat. You can either keep it in the liquid or you can remove it if you like. Now it's time to bring back that poaching stock that you poached the giblets in and add it to the pan dripping liquid. Measure out the amount of liquid that you have. You'll need at least 2 cups or 500 milliliters for this recipe. If you don't have enough liquid, you can always substitute with a chicken, turkey, or veggie stock or broth. Everything's ready, so now it's time to make the gravy. Bring back that saucepan with the cool roux, put it on the burner, but don't turn on the heat quite yet. Pour the combination of the pan dripping stock and the poaching liquid into the roux. You can even pour in the turkey fat, it'll add loads of flavor. Or you can remove it like I am for another delicious recipe. Turn the burner to medium heat, grab a whisk, and start to mix. Bring the sauce to a simmer. Once it starts to simmer, you can reduce the heat to low and cook for 8 to 10 minutes. While the gravy reduces down, grab a spoon or a ladle and skim off any sort of foam or impurities that form on the top. The next step of the process is to add half of a cup or 125 milliliters of heavy cream, also called whipping cream or double cream in some countries. Give it a quick 360, round up the giblets, and drop them into the gravy. Give it all a quick mix, warm those giblets up over medium heat. Once it's warm, give it a taste, adjust the seasoning if necessary, add some additional salt or pepper. The only thing left to do, dive in and enjoy the holidays. So that's how you make a homemade turkey giblet gravy. Thank you so much for watching the Sauce and Gravy channel. If you found this recipe helpful, be sure to hit that like button. And you know what? If you found it helpful, share it with your friends. They might find it useful too. Thanks again for watching. Until next Saturday, remember, it's just you, me, and the sauces. Keep whisking, y'all.